Hello all. In this video, we'll be learning how to find research gap from the existing research papers. It is very important for you as a researcher to learn how to find research gap because an apt research gap will help you to contribute effectively to the body of knowledge. It will help you in making greater impact in your field. Before we dive into the process of learning how to find the research gap, let's understand the meaning of a research gap. A research gap is a research area that yet has to be touched by the existing researchers. Also, it's a contradiction that needs an explanation too. It's a question that yet has to be answered. It can be the emerging issues and trends in the society, or it can be a research area that has lack of understanding amongst the population. So all of this can become a potential research gap on which you can focus your entire research on in the future. So let's begin with how to find these research gaps by synthesizing the existing literature on the research topic that you are interested to work on. So like I said, the first and the foremost step for finding the research gap is to find the research area that you are interested to work in. So the first step in order to find a research gap is to find the research area that you want to work on. For example, I want to understand the relationship between social media and the fear of missing out that youth usually faces, because I know that youth is using social media as a platform to cope up with the fear of missing out and psychological distress that they usually face when they are adolescents. So the first step is to find the research topic that you are interested on. The second is to find a relevant database that can be PubMed or Google Scholar. So in my case, I'm using Google Scholar for extracting existing research papers on this particular research topic. I'll be writing the title that I'm interested to work on, that is psychological distress and social media. It is very important for you as a researcher who is in the process of learning how to find the research gap. It is very important that you don't read the systematic literature reviews, because those papers are usually synthesizing all the relevant literature on that particular topics. You need to find individual research papers that only focuses on that topic and uses a methodology to come up on a conclusion. So the paper I am using as a sample paper in this video, it has the title, Using the Social Media to Cope with Psychological Distress and Fear of Missing Out, the Role of Social Media Reward Expectancies in Social Media Addiction. In the process of finding the research gap, you need to find a lot of papers. I'm just reviewing one such paper as an example for you to understand that how to find research gap from a particular research paper. So if you read the title, it is highly correlated and linked to the research area that I was interested to work on. If you read the title of this paper, you'll be learning that the title of the paper is highly correlated to the research area that I wanted to work on, because it actually explains the relationship between how youth is using social media to cope with psychological distress and fear of missing out. And that was my research area. So in this video, we will be learning from this research paper as a sample that how to find research gap from a particular research paper. So in our previous video, we understood that in the last few lines of the introduction lies the research gap that the researcher of this existing paper has tried to fulfill. But how to find the research gap that yet has to be fulfilled? So we'll be learning that. But before that, it is very important to check the credibility of the research paper from which you are aiming to find the research gap. So yes, it is a reputable research paper because it is published in a reputable publication, which is Taylor and Francis. Also, it is the paper will be giving me up-to-date information because it is published in 2025. So it is a credible information. I can achieve credible information from this research paper, and I can use this paper for finding my research gap. So the section that you need to focus on for finding your research gap is discussion section. Some research papers have discussion section in which the researcher is highlighting the areas that he could not touch upon, the limitations that because of time or money, there were some limitations in the research process that he could not cover. Also, in some research papers, there is a separate section for limitation which can be directly jumped up by the researcher to find the research gap that can be used for his future research. So let's find out that which section is included in this research paper. So if we scroll down, we can see that there is a discussion section. And yes, there is a separate section for limitations and directions for future research. So this shows that how credible the paper is, because it actually explains that what can be the directions for future research for you as a researcher. So these are little things that you need to check before you find the research gap, that you are using credible papers for finding the research gap. So let's read the limitation section now. The limitation of the present research was that findings are based on self-report instruments. So let's start with reading the limitation section. The limitation section says a limitation of the present research was that findings are based on self-report instruments, making the data vulnerable to recall and social desirability biases. So let's learn what is self-report instruments. So self-report instruments are tools that collect information by asking individuals to report on their feelings, attitudes, behaviors, and experiences through methods like questionnaires and interviews. So the researcher in this particular research has used either questionnaires or interviews for collecting information by asking individuals the questions about their behaviors and attitudes or experiences. So the researcher is saying that he has used primary data for assessing the relationship between social media and psychological distress amongst youth. So they're clearly stating that they have used primary tools as a research tool in their research, making the data vulnerable to recall and social desirability biases. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? रिकॉल का क्या मतलब हुआ? मैंने जब वो आंसर दिया, जितना मैं रिकॉल कर पाई अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस के बेस पे, मैंने वो आंसर दे दिया. सो मे बी जब मैंने वो क्वेश्चनर या इंटरव्यू पास कर लिया हो, मतलब मैं जब उससे निकल गई हूँ, तो मुझे याद आया नहीं यार मेरे साथ तो ऐसा भी हुआ था. So I could not recall while I was answering the questions can also lead to bias as per the researcher. As well, bias due to common method variance. Additionally, the sample was largely comprised of university students, potentially limiting the generalization of the results to the general population. So there are two research gaps that I can see from this paragraph. First is methodological gap. So methodology gap is the tool that they are using in order to collect the data, which is primary data collection tools. They have not used the secondary data collection tools for doing the statistical analysis that they must have done in this their research paper. Second is the population gap. They have just limited their research to the university students and not to general population. They have not picked up people from different populations and then conducted their study, but actually just included university students into their population. Further, the use of Facebook as a recruitment method may have biased the number of Facebook users represented in the sample, limiting the generalizability of the results to the users of other social media platforms. एक और limitation है कि most of the sample people that were included for taking the interview were actually only Facebook users, and they were not either aware or but not using the other platforms of social media. And replicating using objective measures of social media use, such as applications that track social media use on online devices, and replicating the study with different populations and recruitment methods might address these limitations. So आपको खुद बता रहे हैं कि if you could change the recruitment methods, जो लोग आप अपनी स्टडी में इंक्लूड कर रहे हैं, अगर वो डिफरेंट डेटा सेट्स के होंगे, वो डिफरेंट तरह के होंगे, आपने एक यूनिवर्सिटी प्रोफेसर ले लिया, एक स्टूडेंट ले लिया, एक पेरेंट ले लिया, एक स्टूडेंट खुद ले लिया, तो यू विल बी हैविंग डिफरेंट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यूज ऑन अंडरस्टैंडिंग द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ यूसेज ऑफ सोशल मीडिया. आपने सिर्फ बच्चे नहीं लिए, तो वो आपको खुद कह रहे हैं चेंज, यू कैन चेंज द रिक्रूटमेंट मेथड. ऑल्सो दे आर स्टेटिंग दैट दे यूज कॉमन मेथड वेरिएंस. कॉमन मेथड वेरिएंस में क्या होता है कि आप सिर्फ एक पॉइंट का डेटा लेते हैं, आप लॉन्गिट्यूडनल स्टडी नहीं लेते. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, my perception on using the social media at one time and another time can be different. तो अगर मैं सिर्फ एक टाइम पे जाके क्रॉस सेक्शनल डेटा कलेक्ट कर लेती हूँ और उस पे कर लेती हूँ, तो मुझे एक्चुअली में मतलब नहीं समझ में आएगा कि उस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे क्या इम्पैक्ट था सोशल मीडिया का यूज पे और आज क्या है. सो आपको लिमिटेशन सेक्शंस इन शॉर्ट ये बताता है दैट आप अपनी फ्यूचर रिसर्च स्टडी कैसे कर सकते हैं जो ये लोग नहीं कर पाए, विच कैन बी ड्यू टू टाइम, मे बी एफर्ट, मे बी मनी. तो आप उन चीजों को कवर कर सकते हैं, एंड दिस इज एग्जैक्टली द रिसर्च गैप दैट इज प्रेजेंटेड बाय द रिसर्चर इन दिस सेक्शन. वो आगे कह रहे हैं अनदर लिमिटेशन वाज द स्टडीज क्रॉस सेक्शनल डिजाइन. मैंने आपको वही बताया कि क्रॉस सेक्शनल डिजाइन वही है कि उन्होंने सिर्फ एक पॉइंट का डेटा लिया, विच लिमिट्स कंक्लूजन्स रिगार्डिंग कैजुअलिटी. लॉन्गिट्यूडनल स्टडी, जो मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया कि आप लॉन्गिट्यूडनल स्टडी कर सकते हैं, डिफरेंट पॉइंट्स ऑफ टाइम पे कर सकते हैं, जिससे आपको और समझ में आ पाएगा कि आप कैसे इस स्टडी को और बेटर बना सकते हैं. तो कहीं ना कहीं समझ में आएगा कि इस एक पैराग्राफ में मैंने आपको थोड़ा सा ये पैराग्राफ पढ़ के बताया है. द फर्दर लाइंस ऑफ दिस पैराग्राफ also explains that what models can be adopted by you, what methodologies can be adopted by you as a scope for future researchers. So you need to find such relevant articles in order to find the research gap. It is very important that you select 15 to 20 papers of the up-to-date information. That is, if we are living in 2025, I'll be taking research papers from 2022 to 2025, no older than that, in order to find the research gap that yet needs to be filled by the researchers. Because if I take older research papers, that research gap might have already been fulfilled by the researchers. So you need to first identify the research topic that you want to work on. Second, you need to fetch a relevant database like PubMed or Google Scholar. Approach these databases, extract 15 to 20 research articles that are highly linked with the research topic that you want to work on. Check the credibility of the research papers, because you need to find appropriate research gaps. So you need to check the credibility of the research papers that you are reviewing. Fifth, you need to see the discussion section. If there is no limitation section, you need to thoroughly read the discussion section. And if there is limitation section, you can skip the discussion section and read the limitation section and understand the future research scope. While you will be reading all those 15-20 papers, you will be identifying a pattern कि इस टॉपिक को स्टडी करने के लिए शायद सबने ही प्राइमरी डेटा लिया है, आई नीड टू टेक सेकेंडरी डेटा, या फिर सबने इस ईयर से इस ईयर तक लिया है, 2024-25 को अभी तक किसी ने एड्रेस नहीं किया है, या किसी ने इस पे के थ्योरेटिकल फ्रेमवर्क लगा के स्टडी नहीं करी है. सो आपको खुद फाइंड आउट करना पड़ेगा बाय सिंथेसाइजिंग द एग्जिस्टिंग लिटरेचर, अप टू डेट लिटरेचर, टू फाइंड द रिसर्च गैप. If you have any such queries for understanding how to fetch these papers, how to understand the discussion section, you can write in the comments. I'll be happy to help you. Thank you so much. I hope the video was useful for you to understand the process of finding the research gap from the existing research papers. Thank you so much.